from the short break. This is still Doreen Kemcha. I'm here with Dr. Miriam Matembe, and we are talking about the analysis. We have insight from her about what is changing ever since independence, ever since they started their fire and their passion to enable women empowerment and emancipation. This is Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. Doctor, we were even still talking about this during the break. Let's break it down. What in your eyes has changed for the better, and what has changed?
First of all, I want to tell you that so much has changed for good.
For good.
For the good of women. These women in business, where were they? Whom you are talking about.
Yes.
We have achieved so much for the women in social, legal, economic, and everywhere.
But the way...
we have achieved and are moving on.
The way you talk about it, the way you bring it out, especially dwelling on the political dictatorship and all, it's as if you make it sound as if nothing has been gained. Nothing has been gained.
You should know how they talk to my
let's continue.
I've told you the gain. I know.
Yes.
I've told you the gain. You asked me what has changed. I'm telling you the gains are a lot.
Yeah.
When we came on the political platform, you could not talk about a woman. Yeah. There was no woman in leadership. There was no woman who would come as a guest of honor when people...
Sure.
Women were just cooking and dancing for the big people.
Things have changed.
When you look at 1.5, when we look at women now study every course, which was not the case.
Yeah.
Women go to Dubai, go to Beijing, they go into business, they were never going there because the time is literal. So much has been gained by the struggle for women's empowerment. So much.
What is missing?
But we have not reached where we want to reach.
Yes.
The unfortunate part of it is that there is even a backlash where we seem to be going
backwards
in reverse. Why? One, the environment, social, economic, educational, technological, all that has changed. And therefore, changing environment will change things.
Yeah.
So the environment has changed. We have now women, because we fought for them so much, they have got onto the political, on the public space. They are enjoying their life.
Yes.
Complacency.
Oh.
Point number one, complacency.
They don't see the need
They
to
don't
fight
know where
anymore.
we came from. They found themselves. When I see you like you are in a trouser looking so smart, you imagine that you are wearing these trousers. We fought for you to wear trousers
and this is why we celebrate this. This is why we celebrate
this. When you see yourself studying every course at the university, do you know what it took me to struggle to study law? Do you know what it took? And me, I was the third woman in the whole of Ankole to study law. Now every lawyer, technology, computer, all these women have now on the equal platform securing our 1.5, which we gave you. You don't know why we fought for it. So, riding on our passion and on our steps and on our whatever.
Like you rode on the steps of others.
You've gained so much that at times you forget and go in complacency, and you don't know that you need to continue with that struggle. Point number 2. The passion with which we went on to the public platform, we the women, we are not going there for ourselves. We are going there for others.
And that seems to be happening so much now.
The current environment now, leadership of NGOs, of government, of everywhere.
Of every institution.
It is about self. They are getting there, they get power for their own gain and serve themselves.
Yes.
In other words, what drives the current people in positions where they would be influencing a change for others is their own self-interest. There is no more self-centered, there is no more, people-centered and service-oriented leadership.
Because they
The current leadership,
they are not authentic to self.
the current leadership is self-centered and power-oriented. I get power to use it for my own good.
Yes.
That's why I told you changing environment. The current environment is driven by materialism, power, materialism, money. That's what drives people. They are no longer, for us, if you want to know, we put in so much into these organizations. Our husbands were joining us and even lending us vehicles to drive and go into the community to mobilize and publicize.
Yes.
So now as I talk,
That is
because
not
of
the case.
that environment driven by materialism and self-centeredness and greed and as against service,
Yeah.
you cannot do much.
Do you think the
Number
approach is...
two,
do you-
number two.
Let me just ask on that. Do you think the approach, the way women empowerment is being brought out in a copy and paste manner in which others do not understand, which makes it actually go backwards in one or
Precisely,
another?
because for us, we used to mobilization and conscientization on what do we mean by gender equality and women's empowerment.
From
When
the
I was in
grassroots.
Mbarara, in that constituency, I used to traverse the whole constituency, calling men and women together and telling them what I mean. When I went onto the public platform, I was like the worst lion that had invaded the land.
Yeah.
The names I got, the titles, this woman, she's breaking marriages, she's destroying families, she's bringing white views and whatever here.
Yeah.
But because when
You
I
knew
was
the
a member
need.
of parliament, when I was a member of the Uganda Constitutional Commission, traversing the whole country, explaining to these people what we mean. And they learned and they knew what we meant. And the women, the men released their wives to go into political and other business.
Doctor, there is another one who will also say that you have phases. During your phase, it was less digital. Now it is more digitalized.
But I thought
The
I
campaign,
what?
there are some, there are some who will mention that the campaign now is more or less digital. They are still getting down on ground, but not as much as you did. Because it's a different
you
era.
Call them, I told you in my debate, even when I was beginning, that environment, a journey. I told you that it is a journey which takes you through different phases.
Yes.
Now, I do accept the phase you are telling me.
Yes, it's a
and
digital
I have
phase.
repeatedly told you, environment under which you operate, social, political, economic, and educational, and technological. It is going on. But what I want to tell you, you have also moved. They can go on with their digital, but digital seems to even be breaking marriages. Digital seems to be even destroying things. I'm not condemning digital, but when you look
There are
at the
pros
other
and
side
cons.
of digital, my friend,
Yes.
the young girls now, they marry for 2 months, they go. The
But-
boys, money,
but-
they have become whatever they have become.
Every approach, doctor, has its pros and cons. Right now, digital is the way to go.
Okay.
We
All that-
cannot fixate on only the negative that is happening.
Who
That
is saying
happens.
it negative?
No, we cannot, because yes, the increase in pornography, the breakdown in marriages due to the digitalization, all these different things are also the negative side of getting onto a digital space and utilizing it as a tool. But we also know that it is a powerful tool, very powerful
who
tool.
doesn't know? I thought I agreed with you.
Yes. And this is why we need to know that within this phase, and I ask, doctor, within this particular phase, even with the fact that there is marital breakdown, even with the fact that there is a lot of pornography coming onto these spaces, what can the leader do right now?
Why do you call me? I did what I did at my time.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So when you call me, I will tell you what I know, what I did, and I will analyze the situation and what is causing the
But
problem.
can't we ask you for the way forward? What do you think is the way
When
forward?
I try to show you way forward, you don't want to listen to it. Because for me, you call me as a senior citizen
Yes.
who knows what is going on and who knows, for instance, you are talking of digital. Now, I want to ask you, how does the digital impact on the rural communities which you are telling me about, who
Yes.
don't know how to read, who don't have the phone,
Yes.
who don't have what? If you don't go there and mobilize them and tell them exactly what,
Yeah.
how will they know?
Yes.
Because me, I will tell you what I know. Secondly, if the current leaders are about self,
Yeah.
they are not ready to sacrifice like we did sacrifice for them. And by the way, one thing I wanted to tell you, but I was interrupted, is that the people, the women now, for instance, who are in the, I will have to talk about political arena,
Yes.
because I must tell you that without politics, everything that you want to achieve is determined by politics.
I would want us to also
And
concentrate
therefore,
on the individual effort, the integrity, knowing that you as a leader who came to champion the rights for those grassroots women, you are meant to do something. Because that has changed. And you said it has changed.
You see, I don't know how to really answer
you said it has changed.
If I were to go systematically for people to listen to the story and understand,
Yes.
if you allow it flow, because when you come in, when I'm on a point, then it doesn't come. Now, what I want to tell you is that the people who are coming, women who are now going into the positions of power, which we are using to impact our community and society, do not necessarily go there with a passion for the struggle for gender equality and women's empowerment. These positions are now considered as jobs.
Yes.
They go there to get jobs.
And platform
when
for
they
selfish.
get jobs, they just work as you work a job. But for us, we are going for passion. What I want to say, you are asking me what can be done.
Yeah.
What can be done is to revive the passion. I don't know who will revive it. Revive the passion for selflessness, for the cause of deliverance. Women and girl child from what they are suffering from. I want to tell you one thing. I'm 18 years out of any position of power, but I have not rested. The girls they rape, the women they chase out of homes. All these people run to me. They run to me. I never rest. I'm in that thing. Even those members of parliament who have their women there suffering, because they fear when they go to deal with the situation, they will not get votes.
Yes.
You need to know these things. So they fear for their next elections, for their votes. Therefore, they can't antagonize the voters.
Yes.
They even ring me and say, Matembe, help us. They say
How
even
do
those.
we find
and
a
yet
middle
for
space?
us, for me, when
You will attack it as it is.
I didn't care. It was delivering women and girl child. And I would tell them, if you don't give me a vote, stay with your vote. I will still come and do my work in my organization.
You think it is because those particular gaps, yes, those particular gaps in maybe the integrity of the women in leadership, in some, we cannot vouch for all. In some of the women in integrity, is it because they weren't mentored that well by the people before, by the leaders before them, the firebrands, the passionate people? Is it because they were not mentored?
Can you allow me to go to tell you why?
Is it because?
Well, because you fear. You seem to have a fear when I go into the political environment.
No, not really.
Okay.
I just want us to cut across.
The political environment of now wants people who bow down. It doesn't want people of brain, of energy, of passion to deal with issues. It wants people who will come there and support everything that is there as long as they remain in their power.
But that is what was happening last time, and you managed to
No.
thrive through.
What do you mean?
It was happening because you had to ruffle many feathers. Even right now, if someone is going to challenge attitudes, they're still going to ruffle many feathers. Even tomorrow,
let me tell you.
You're not going to get yes
Let me
people.
tell you, young lady, and you don't seem to understand me. Because I told you that in 1971, the national resistance movement from, is it 86 to what? 2000, maybe go to 3 there.
Yeah.
Eh? There was such freedom, space. The political space was free. You could get out and mobilize and talk. You can't be arrested. Don't you live in Uganda? If
But
any woman now goes like with a passion somewhere,
yes.
now the leadership does not want anybody, whether association, whether organization, whether leader, like the one who follows after Matembe, the ones we mentored. They cannot get out there to work because they will go with that passion, they will go with that courage, they will go with that integrity, which is not wanted now at the current leadership style.
The reality about it is that when you and your team came into play many years back, you found challenges at grassroots level. You found challenges getting into attitudes, having men to even accept this, to even accept to have women wear trousers. There are challenges at every phase. Yes. Even right now, and even as you're talking about,
don't leave out. Even, the environment allowed us, it opened us, and we were yes, free to
but
be everywhere.
Let's fixate right now on the challenges. There were challenges then. There are challenges now. There will be challenges tomorrow. Instead of dwelling so much on what is so wrong, what we would be looking at right now is, yes, there has been an improvement ever since you came in.
I thought you were asking me what is the challenge.
Yes, so there have been improvements ever since, and we are so amazingly happy that we are able to have this particular space and even talk right now and even have women who can lead and come in. But we also know there are particular gaps that are happening and there are particular challenges that are there right now. If you were younger right now with your passion and everything, what would you do differently? The way forward, what would you do differently?
You see, I find it difficult to talk with you because if I tell you the truth, you don't want to hear it. The truth is,
yes.
Even if I was younger now,
yeah,
in line with the current political environment that does not allow me to come out with that passion to do what I want to do, in line with the political environment which doesn't allow you to go and open the eyes of the people. Because that time it was free.
What would you do?
Right now?
Yes.
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
If I had power, I would change the governance right now to usher in a different environment. Why am I saying that? When Obote was there, by independence, the women were there doing some good work. After that, dictatorship came, they disappeared. Then eventually during Amin, no woman at all. Now eventually Obote too, they closed the whatever they were raping women, doing all that kind of thing. Now Museveni new environment comes, we rise, we blossom.
Yes.
Now, second Museveni environment closes the space which enables the struggle to flourish. Now, as long as that one remains, that things
will always go downhill.
Things will continue until there is another change. And I want to assure you that that's it.
You mentioned something about, and we use this loosely because these were your words, that the people who are right now in Akfo do not even have an idea about the passion.
I don't even know.
You don't even know whether they know what you stood for then. There is a responsibility in each of us to pursue what we believe in passionately. And we cannot negate that and say, you know what, we are not going to do this for the betterment of all women, or for the betterment of Uganda. We are not going to come up because there is maybe an oppressive government, like you say, like an oppressive. Your fundamental thing is to come in and say, let me change the government. But we're also saying, in the event that maybe there is another effort, what other effort would you be fixed on?
You see, one thing that I find difficult is probably you don't know what I do. I've told you that since I left 18 years ago, I've not rested.
You're with Sewigo?
No, not just by the way, I find organizations and I leave them.
Yeah.
I founded Akfo, FIDA, Sewigo, Urinate, Monet, I found I'm a co-founder of all of them.
Yes.
But right now, I'm at home. I leave, when I find them, 2 years, I leave them, I find them, I hand them over to people to work.
To run.
Me now as an individual, if you've been following me, I have not rested at all. So when you ask me, what would you do? Me, I'm still doing what I started off to do up to now.
Yeah.
Whether universities, to go and talk to the girls, whether boys, everywhere, whether it is in church,
You're still
championing the struggle for gender equality and women's empowerment.
Yeah.
But as for others, I cannot speak for others what they should do. What they should do is stop being self-centered.
Yes.
And be service-oriented and have the passion to fight. Because there is a big backlash. The thing is going backward. That's why you see more, like the girls who were defiled during COVID, 100 and what?
Over
During
15,000.
COVID, I was not resting at all. I was not one of those people who were supposed to be working, but God gave me a vehicle which could pass through, and even anyway, people know me. Whenever they rape, I would drive there. We even established a center there at Uganda, at a home.
Which is amazing.
Where we were putting those girls being defiled and the women who were being chased out of their homes. And yet, I have no office. I was not having
Isn't it
office.
better to mentor and have a bigger group of women
now,
as you continue?
Do you want to think that I have not mentored?
That is what, because you continue to say, I am still working.
Because you ask me what would you do.
Yes.
You know, your questions are confusing. You ask me what would you do. I tell you what I do. Now you ask me why not others.
Okay, let us rephrase. Let's rephrase.
There.
How far have you gone with mentorship? Bringing as many, yes. Are you, because I'm very sure you're mentoring others.
Let me tell you, hundreds and thousands of women I continue to mentor. I continue to train. You ask forward, you own it. All those organizations call women, they train them. We have this girl or whatever empowerment. I have continued to do my work up to now. Yes. And I have so many young women, many young women. You meet them on the street, you say, you are my mentor, you are my mentor, you are my mentor. But I want to tell you, you cannot, I tell people, you can only be yourself.
Please just look into your camera and stress that to the woman out there watching you right now. Please look to the camera
what
and
do I
stress.
tell them?
Right now, you can only be yourself.
Yes,
you cannot be Matende.
You can, let me tell you, you are just disturbing me for nothing. I have done all I could. I have seen it all. And I cannot, all these women I mentor, there are so many, but they cannot be Matembe.
Yes.
Matembe is created in her own special way, with her courage, with her talent of a big mouth, with her wisdom, with her confidence, with her love of God. That's what drives me to do what I do. Maybe I appeal to the women out there. Find yourself. The first empowerment is to know who you are. Who are you, and what is God's purpose for your life? The moment you know that, and you depend on God, you will run, you will stay relevant and influential like I am. To the glory of God.
To those who blazed before us, to those who are blazing right now, and those who will blaze after us, please note that it is a collective effort. It is a collective effort. Please be the best that you can be as we head over to Independence this weekend. Be the best that you can be. Pick out the best from those that you have seen before you, those that you see right now, so that you can be a better tomorrow, better person tomorrow. This has been Doreen Kemcha. I had the profound blessing to have Dr. Miriam Matembe today. Thank you so much for coming to this episode and joining us.
You are welcome. You should come and visit me at home and we first discuss. And
indeed, we will. Until next time, this has been Kemcha Doreen on Women in Business Smart 24 TV. Join us next time and have a great Independence Day. Bye-bye.